Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
Hey.
Hey,
How are you all?
Wonderful. How are
good,
you?
good.
I'm good.
Hey, ladies.
Okay.
Hey.
Listen. Oh my God. I gotta try to let me do my thing first. And then I'm like, oh my God. I'm so excited. So this is Kitchen Talk CTC, Conversations That Cook. We are super excited to be in the kitchen tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So excited. So with this show, and my concept for this show and where this show came from was really about the conversations that you have in the kitchen. Like you always in the kitchen. I don't care what it is, you will end up in the kitchen talking. Like if it's just a family, all of a sudden we in the kitchen. If it is a house party, if people still do that, you're gonna end up in the kitchen talking. And you can
Let me see, what is it?
purposely, you can purposely, you can't hear us, we can hear you.
Can't hear. Let's see here.
Is your turn your microphone volume up. So I remember one time we were in the kitchen talking. We was like, oh, let's go sit down, whatever. So we went in the living room and we sat down. It went 30 minutes later. Oh, I want a piece of cake. And we back in the kitchen. Just stayed there. Just stayed there. So that is what this is about. I love, well, y'all know these my people, y'all. For those who don't know, these my people. I love to talk. And it makes it even better when you talk to good people. So these are my folks right here, y'all. Y'all remember Dr. Susan Baker? She's been on the show a few times.
Hey.
So she's back with us. This right here is my girl. When I tell you, this my girl right here. When I tell you, she gonna tell you for real.
For real.
But I love you. But for real.
It is what it is.
Girl, this is my girl. So this is Evangelist Tel Aviv Roe. I love her so much. This is my girl. She gonna tell you for real. And Ro, let me tell you something that is so funny. I was we had our mental health show this month as well. And we were just talking about how it is important to be able to share and talk and kind of, just vent a little bit, but not with, not like complaining and murmuring,
Correct.
but just, just being able to talk to someone.
Right.
And that it is important to talk to a professional person if you can. But having friends and, that you're able to talk with and stuff like that, all of these things are important. And so I was telling them that is very true. And that I had sat down and talked to a friend about a couple of things. And then all the light that came in with that and the clarity. And then I said, I forgot that this girl got a whole psychology degree and mixed that with the Holy Ghost that she got. It was
Done.
wrong. It was you.
Lord help us on today.
With the Holy Ghost that she got. I'm like, because I'm sitting there like even days later, I'm like, dog, that was just so okay. That just made so much. That was so clear. Okay. Anointing
But God be praised.
and education. Oh my goodness. Here. So I say she just sat and got me all the way together.
But I love
It wasn't that, but how is it going? I'm like, yeah, dog. Oh my goodness. So to say that these conversations just spark and we're able to talk and chat, but this particular conversation that we're gonna have tonight did not start in the kitchen.
Let me get my bonnet. Hold on.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I need. It's not. It was right. I'm
Don't
finna go
do
get
it.
my bonnet. What? It's 9 p.m. It's bedtime.
Why you got that?
I'm finna put my bonnet on my head.
You better not. I told you earlier that was inappropriate.
Why?
Very inappropriate. Because
Why?
you're in the public. This is public.
No.
No.
I'm still an individual.
No.
I can still wear my bonnet.
I knew who I was gonna have a problem with tonight. I knew this. And the thing about that is this. See, we have to understand. First of all, I apologize for being late, because that's inappropriate too.
See, things that are inappropriate.
However,
I know
it's very inappropriate to be late. Now, I promise you that. But I'm technologically challenged. I'm 71 years old. Okay, so I'm doing the best I can.
Well,
But
I
thank you
may
for
be
the invite.
having a bad hair day, and I gotta run to the store. What do you want me to do? Go out to the store looking crazy with my head uncombed? Because
Decide that you don't need to go to the store. Stay home.
No, I might need to go. I got my greens on real quick. I got to get the stuff.
Well, you should have thought about all that before you decided to cook some greens. You checked. First of all, you young people have to understand this. You have to plan your work and work your plan. Yes.
Can I introduce you at all?
See, I told you I was all the way live inappropriate tonight, right? Things that you should not do, things that you really shouldn't do.
I'm not doing this with y'all tonight. I'm not doing this with y'all tonight.
So listen, people, listen.
I'm so ashamed. Oh, Lord, I'm so ashamed.
This is Sister Chada Sanders-Williams. She just came in right out the gate. Boom! Right. I told y'all.
That's how, you know what else is inappropriate?
Yes, it is. But I'm 70 and we get to do something.
See what I'm saying? And now that's age inappropriate because we feel that because we reach a certain age that we are allowed
some things we earn, some
to
things
act
we earn.
out of order. And no man, Pam.
No. Only if you
just get me all the way together. But you wait.
And you
Just get me together. I'm gonna take my beating like a Timex watch. I'm gonna keep on ticking.
I didn't even introduce the topic just yet. She just came right in. I love it.
I'm here for it.
I'm so ashamed.
I'm gonna turn my mic off for the night. I'm done. And put my bonnet on.
Okay. Hold on, let's start over. Okay. We're gonna start over. Okay.
So tonight, I knew this was gonna happen, and that is one of the reasons why I knew I had to do it. So just a little background, folks. We all go to the same church
and do the best church this side of heaven.
Hello, somebody.
He's up. So we were at a church event, and I don't know how we all ended up standing together and talking, and then we talked about, oh, I know what it was. Chada had on this really cute dress, but she was like, and we was like, no, it looked good. She was like, well, I wasn't sure. And then one time I had put on something I thought I was cute, and my husband was like, where you going with that?
Because they sell it in your style.
And he was like, I was like, maybe I am too old for this. I was like, too old? Ain't no such thing thing. You know what? I think that was Roe that said too old ain't no such thing. I could be in the middle sometimes.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So then we was like, you know what? We need to talk about this at Kitchen Talk. So here we are talking about age appropriate.
Or just appropriate versus inappropriate.
Versus inappropriate. You know, it's the kitchen. So,
You gotta put the age in there.
so it's the kitchen. So we gonna just get right in
I
and
am in
pick
my
up this elbow. So, ladies.
Yes.
Are there some things that you are too old to wear?
No.
Yes.
I'm fencing.
I don't think I know. I think you can wear whatever you want to wear.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can wear whatever you want to wear.
Without any caveats, like no exceptions, no.
I think you need to. It depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
I think it depends on the person.
Mm.
If I choose to wear a cat suit,
Mm-hmm.
is that inappropriate because of my age? Is it inappropriate because of my weight?
Mm.
Is it inappropriate because I'm a minister?
Mm.
Is it inappropriate because I am a mom?
Mm.
Is it inappropriate because what makes me being in a cat suit inappropriate? And by whose standards? Who decides what I wear is inappropriate? Like who's judging that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it depends on because if I'm now me, she, her, I would never wear a cat suit because I don't feel comfortable in one.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never wear one. However, if one of you ladies wore a cat suit, I would have no, okay, girl, do you, boo? You got more confidence than me. Wear it. I would have no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel no type of way if I saw you at the grocery store, the gas station, a concert, the schoolhouse, the church house. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any problems with it because who determines what's appropriate for you to wear?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like black stockings and white shoes. I think it's inappropriate, but they do it.
Yeah.
They do it.
So is it okay because it's stockings and shoes and she's fully dressed and covered? But baby, you look at a mess, honey. Don't do that. Don't do dark stockings and light shoes.
And does it depend on the environment, like, or the social? Like, I might wear a cat suit if I were going to a party, but maybe I wouldn't wear a cat suit if I'm going to my 5-year-old daughter's kindergarten PTA meeting.
But that is based off of what you feel.
Okay.
If you are comfortable, if you 39 and you got it going on and you feel that way, you got to also remember different people grew up in different ways.
I was going to say that's what I was getting ready to say, and it's interesting because we're from a different generation. So first you got to look at generations. It's generational. A lot is generational and how we grew up, the environment that we grew up in. So when you ask the question, who determines what you wear, nobody really determines but you. It's really mental. It's really your environment. I grew up when a lot of things that we do now would be way inappropriate when I was growing up. But society is more accepting of certain things. So society kind of dictates what we do, and then to a degree, and then our level of comfortability and our level of confidence and our level of I'm going to just do me regardless. Because I'm always challenged when people say, you're not 71. I don't really know how a 71-year-old person is supposed to act.
Right.
The 71-year-old that I know how they act, but is that the way they're supposed to act? So do I act inappropriately because I don't act like them? Because, y'all saw me the other day at the church and I strutted through there with that little short dress on.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I thought nothing of it at
Mhm.
71.
Mhm.
Did I think? I won't say I didn't think of nothing of it. I thought about it for a moment,
Mhm.
and then, like you, I said, "I'm doing me."
Mhm.
Now, I was a little bit uncomfortable once people said, once the comment, and they weren't negative comments,
Mhm.
they were positive from your generation.
Mhm.
But then I'm thinking to myself, well, if all of them like it, then
Mhm.
maybe I don't need to be, because you know what I'm saying. So,
Right.
but me, I do me.
Mhm.
But then I think about I don't have any children. I never had children, so I grew up in an era where moms dressed like moms.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's how they grew up. And then like now, these moms, y'all got it going on. So,
Mhm.
Lola said you got to flaunt it.
So I'm kind of on the fence, but I've always been a little bit on the conservative side anyway, like all of my life. Um I do think that some fads and trends
Mhm.
that a 17, 18, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, somebody 50, yeah, you might
Yeah.
not, let the children do that.
Yeah.
And that's just how I
Yeah.
personally feel about it. But again, that's because I'm more on the conservative side. Like I believe women are beautiful, sexy, vivacious, and whatever they have on. I don't
Mhm.
think that defines them. But
Mhm.
sometimes, or it could be the energy that that person gives off, right?
Mhm.
So that's another thing that makes me think inappropriate
Yeah.
age wise, because if the energy you are giving is like, oh, see me, then
Yeah.
some may, versus I like how I look, I like what I have on, and hey, I'm gonna wear it. But you could feel some different stuff. You could feel motives, you could feel different kind of things that go on. To me, that could be like a problem.
And
Yeah.
that would be irregardless of whether you're 18 or 68,
Uh,
Uh, let- let-
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
But
I see it both ways because
yeah.
yeah.
even beyond what we physically have on, clothes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Here's a great one. My own personal testimony. Hair color. Now y'all know me. I rock every color that God ever created.
And
Right.
I like that about you.
From black to orange to green to blue to red to purple, from braids to wigs to weaves to natural. I'm going to do all of it. However, is it age appropriate
Is it age appropriate?
for a 51-year-old to be walking around here with blueberry hair? Yes, it is, because that's what I want, and I'm about to die, and ain't nobody can tell me what I can and cannot have in
And
my
here
head.
okay, and here we generation because when I was your age,
Mm-hmm.
when I left work on Friday, nobody knew how I was gonna look on Monday when it came to my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I've never liked black hair. Never. I
Uh-huh.
started dyeing my hair at 13.
Mm-hmm.
However, and I loved it. But as I began to age,
Mm-hmm.
I toned it down. Now there are times since I retired
Mm-hmm.
that I might, put it down my back and that kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think, but that's my generation. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
most of the times, if you ever hear me think something is inappropriate, it's because of the era that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Because see, appropriate dress for me for church ain't nothing like we look, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm conforming, but it's when I look, but it's different for me. It's very different. You know what I'm saying? It's very
Mm-hmm.
different. And I struggle with that to this day, being
Mm-hmm.
70, growing up in an era where we had church clothes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
We had church clothes too in my era.
Church clothes, yeah,
I
absolutely.
had them,
Right.
But see,
and my children had them when they was little bitty ones.
but as times are changing
Mm-hmm.
and you are young enough to adapt and accept change,
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the generation that change doesn't come good for us. It doesn't
Mm.
set well. I'm more progressive than a lot of people my age because I choose to be, and I don't want to be stuck in this era where you're so judgmental of what people are doing with their lives and what they have on. But it's a struggle.
So what made you? So let hey Lashana. So she says, amen to each his own, check your motives. I agree with that.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Chada, you said as you got older, you toned it down. Was that
Generation
because you were getting older, you felt like you couldn't be out there like that? So
right?
what made that? What made
because
that?
I grew up where I watched the people around me, like my mom and my aunts and my and the people in the community. I remember when they were kind of, saying, but it was no problem. But and then the thing about that too is that I grew up in an era where people say, well, when you have children, that's not how mothers dress, or that's not how you carry yourself.
They ain't never met my cheer mama.
Yeah.
Because my cheer mama off the chain, honey.
See, that, but being the oldest in my household, it was more of the foundation. Now, as I have siblings, I have a sister under me that's 65, I think she is. And baby, you talk about a cat suit, and she had a whole husband,
and look good in the don't she?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I couldn't wear it. She had the, and her husband had no problems with it. And we grew up in the same house, and we were the same generation. But I was more adapted to what I grew up, because she was more of a rebel, and it was like I patterned myself after my mom.
And so you felt like you needed to become the example.
Yeah. And it was like, but then to piggyback
But
off
she ain't follow your example though, did she?
No, but my baby sister did, the one that's 50.
Oh.
Yeah. But she never followed anybody. She was a trailblazer in her own world.
Yeah.
So she came home one time and mama said she got to be doing drugs because she moved to New York and she shaved her hair and had half of it. They wearing it like that now because came back around. And my mama thought her child had lost her mind.
Yeah.
But today's mom would not even wouldn't even think about it twice.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, my mom grew up in a house with her daddy was a preacher and her grandma was a mother, all that kind of stuff. So she was, and then to me, she was the perfect example of how mothers, because I tell people, see, like now these teachers dress. When we grew up, teachers dressed. They came to school fully dressed. With some high heel, how they did it, I don't know, some high heel shoes. And they when I went back to work and started teaching, I said, oh my God, I can do this because I ain't got to worry about no clothes to put on. I put my jeans on and go on, and a sweatsuit. So for me, I force myself and it gets easier because like I said, I toned it down. And then I don't even know what I might do. I have, my whole mindset has changed and I'm older. And I really don't care about it in some environments.
It's the environments for me too. Yeah.
But I still struggle with, if you are a mother and you're dressing like your daughter, I'm looking kind of crazy.
Well, honey, struggle with me, baby, because I'm never going.
But let me go further. I get that. But to me, see, a lot about this generation, it's like, to me, it's like, they don't want to wear no clothes. They just want to be naked. They just want to all hang out. They just want. When they do that, it's like, why?
They are unashamed. They are unashamed.
But they ought to be ashamed.
They are unapologetic. Why? You want the people to wear turtleneck and wear just that hanging out?
The hair longer than the dress.
Yes.
God, and it's like, it's like. I don't know, y'all. I'm telling you.
But I think it all comes down to a level of individual and internal maturity.
Yeah.
Right.
Because a cat suit for somebody who's 25,
I got no problem
a
with that.
cat suit for a woman who's 50. You don't know what that woman who's 50 it took for her to get in that cat suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may have taken her 50 years to get in that cat suit because she was afraid of the opinions of other people.
And not necessarily anything about her body, but what was in her head.
I don't. It's in my head because they say
Right.
I'm a mother, so I shouldn't wear this lace with my bra showing, a lace shirt with the underbra.
Yeah.
Because you're showing your brassiere.
Yeah.
Everybody in the whole wide world know a woman wearing a bra, but because somebody can see it,
Right.
it becomes a problem or it becomes the topic of conversation. And you know, that took me personally, but that's because of me and my level of security. I would probably never wear the lace shirt where you can see my bra, but that's me. If you sat next to me and that's what you had on, I would probably say, girl, that is cute. Get it. Because that's cute. And it's probably something I really, really wish I had the courage to do.
Yeah. That's how I feel about your hair, Ro.
I love her hair when she get them colors.
If I could rock like blue hair, green hair, orange hair, whatever, and felt I could comfortable in it, I'd be like rainbow hair.
I want to rock purple when
rock it.
But
do it.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just saying, but I just and it's not because I mean, I kind of want to do, but you know, and this is the thing for me. I have gotten to the point now. I'm not as judgmental. I've never really been judgmental in terms of just because I just kind of look like, that kind of thing. But and even if I don't agree or think it's, I will still give a compliment because I'm all about complimenting other women. You know, straighten the crown up and let's do this. You know, that kind of thing. But for me, I'm getting better because more accepting and I'll step out there and do some things that from about 50 to 60 I probably would now, but after I hit like 65 and 70, all bets are off. Because now I'm at the age that it's like now life is lifing.
That's
people
right.
are leaving.
That's
and
right.
I'm doing Chada. I'm just doing
I know that's right.
Yeah.
But that was my mindset before because I still struggle with women not having on a lot of clothes because I feel like we don't leave we don't leave enough. We show too much. We offer too much, and in it's society because I don't know who decided or where was it like the less clothes you have on, the more sexier you are, the more appealing you look when you can be classy and be sexy or whatever, those kinds of things. So that's my main thing.
In and of itself is and this is June, which is Men's Mental Health Month, but a lot of that, what I have found is that comes from sometimes abuse, neglect, and sometimes it's literally nobody has shown or told you better in love.
Right.
See, what we've done is we have chastised the young lady or even the young man. His pants are sagging. Is that appropriate or not? We hate to see the young boy with his pants sagging because we can see his underwear. We know if he wearing Fruit of the Loom, hangs his way, or sometimes nothing at all. It aggravates us. It bothers us. We don't like it. It's not a good representation. And we bam, 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 bam. We beat him down, but we've not educated him. Where did that come from?
That's
We've not explained to him what does that mean and what does that represent. And sometimes if we do that in love, you have the opportunity to reshape a person's perception of themselves. A lot of times we are, and we don't like to say it, but we lack self-confidence. And because we lack self-confidence, we do things to make people think that we think we got it together.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so we act out
Mm-hmm.
because nobody is really, they sitting over there in the corner talking about the young lady,
Mm-hmm.
talking about the young man.
Not
Mhm.
And ain't nobody bringing her over talking about, baby, come on, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
Right.
Yeah.
Uncovering
And so
the root of what's going
It
on.
just
Right,
happens,
yeah.
and it just kind of builds up. So she got on less because she's getting the attention.
Mhm.
That's why she's wearing the least amount of clothes. For some people, for some, it's not everybody.
Right.
But that's why some people are doing it because
Right.
they're not getting appropriate attention at home.
Mhm.
Mama's 99-year-old boyfriend and probably bothered with the young lady.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now she's gotten used to that. She thinks that translates to love and affection and
Right.
attention.
Right.
So for some people, that's why they do what they do. That's why they
Right.
wear what they wear or don't wear what they should wear, whatever we say they should wear, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Others, it's just a desire. I
Yeah.
choose to wear this cat suit with the V in the back and it's all the way down and you can see the top part of my hip.
Yeah.
I don't think it's cute. I like it.
Right.
I ain't trying to get nobody's attention, but my own.
Right.
Yeah, but I think too, and just going through the comments that I just was just put up, I think it is again one of the things that Rose said about the maturity.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of factors in play: the maturity, the motive. I
Mhm.
think one of the ladies mentioned that the motive, and then attention. But sometimes when you don't have your own attention, when you don't love or have enough
Mhm.
within yourself, then you do, like Rose said, I ain't got the confidence, so I project that on to somebody else.
Right.
And then too, the other thing for me is, especially with our younger people, I need you to understand the responsibility that goes with that cat suit that dipped down in your back.
Right.
Right.
There is a responsibility.
Absolutely.
There is an extra attention that you may not be able to handle.
You know what?
You may not know how to handle.
But you know what I was thinking too when you were saying that? Personally, I don't care what you wear, and I think you should be able to wear what you want to wear. And if you want to walk down Main Street with no clothes on, do you? However, with that in mind, the responsibility of what that's going to bring. So when somebody say something to you, or when some man snatch you because he's not understanding, because he's got in their mind, they're thinking she loose, as old people will say, she loose. Or so then for me, it's like, why bring that added, you know what I'm saying? Attention to yourself. Because
and I don't mind. I'm fine if you bring the attention to yourself. I just want you to be able to understand and handle it.
Right. Yeah, that's what
Be
I'm saying.
mature enough to
So that
handle
you
the
don't
responsibility.
necessarily get snatched because you are aware of your surroundings. You're aware of what you have on, and you own it. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
But
But my thing is, I need you. I would want you to understand what it is.
Right.
Okay, let me share this with you. In Publix about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Why is it always in Publix?
Because shopping is a pleasure in Publix, and they have good AC in Publix.
Hello, Publix ain't giving us none of their money. Just say the grocery store.
In the grocery store, okay, in the grocery store. But anyway, you're right, in the grocery store. And I have a friend girl who we walk, so she's very seductive. She a couple of years younger than me, and she wears it well. Okay.
Wear it.
She and I'm all right with it. But when
That's
the
gonna be-
man says something to her,
Mhm.
then you want to fight, you want to argue with the man and say all this, but he looking, and so like you said, the responsibility. It was like, well, why are you looking at me? And I mean, like, he liked what he sees. I'm like, so I'm saying to her is, well, why you? So I said, come girl, come on. So we going. And I say, well, why are you doing? I said, you fine, okay? Listen, you fine, and you have on these leggings and this big top and all this, and and you wearing it well, and he just looking like when I been over in the grocery store with a little short dress on that Sunday, and the man said he wanted to go home with me. I said, I'm gonna go. Well, I said, I'm going to church, and I felt the breeze. I said, oh Lord, my dress too short. But he was looking at the chicken and stuff I had in the bucket. He was just looking at me with this dress on. But I just said, well, come on, I'm going to church. And he said, oh, I don't want to go there. Then I said, well, that's where I'm going. You said you wanted to go. But when the man was talking to her, she got hostile with the man. And like, well, I don't want you looking at. I'm like, well, he looking at what you got on. Mm-hmm. And men need to be educated to understand that women should be able to wear what they want to wear without them lurking like they see some kind of good piece of fried chicken that just came out the hot grease and they want to just eat it all up.
Well, now women, we guilty about that too now, because if that brother got on a nice suit,
hello, somebody,
fully dressed,
baby,
and he had to take his jacket off, and you can see through his crisp white shirt that he built. Ooh, for it,
and I'm all for it. Can you take the shirt off so I can see what's under the shirt?
See what I'm saying? And the women is still oogling and googling and okay,
but
sorry.
Men don't handle it like we do.
Strong muscles. Can you move my refrigerator? Can you my battery and my charger? Can you see? So it worked both ways.
Yes, it does.
But the difference is this: men welcome it.
Okay, but no,
I won't say all of them. I won't say all of them. That's why I changed because I don't like generalizations.
But it doesn't matter whether they welcome it or not. The question now is it appropriate for us to Google, oogle, woogle at this young man, old man, whatever kind of
one? I would say absolutely.
He got a nice salt and pepper beard, and
I love it. I'm here for it.
On it, or he got a bald head. Oh, what do you use to shave with, sir? Like, we have our ways too.
We do.
Of also, if you want to use the word, objectifying men.
Right.
And on both sides of the spectrum, the motive, the comment about motive, because you can compliment a good-looking brother. Brother, you look good. I like the way you put that together. Brother, that suit fits you nice. I like that. Yeah. Without making the man feel like now you want to date him.
Right.
Like you want to take him home.
Well, not date, but like take him home.
Yeah, not date. Just like
you want to be all up in
piece of fried chicken. Yeah.
So, it kind of works. So what, again, is it appropriate? Now, let me ask you this. We talking about all this and complimenting people. Is it appropriate or inappropriate to compliment a person of the opposite sex that you feel looks good?
Motive again. Here we go back to motive.
So I mean, well,
because I don't have a problem.
In this day and time that we're in, it is kind of hard to give a compliment without
that's what I'm saying.
But it is. I honestly feel like you get I would say for me, and my level of discernment, I know if somebody gives me a compliment, if somebody of the opposite sex gives me a compliment, I can feel most of the time in the way that they say it, what they saying.
Yeah.
And I think it's environmentally based too, because if I give a compliment, and for example, in nursing to a male faculty member in this female predominant profession, the perception is going to be very different than if I gave it out in public somewhere else.
Correct. Yeah. So inappropriate. I think it's situational.
Right.
And I also think it is. I don't care how you try to hide it. Your motive will come through.
Because this is what I say. Okay, just take. If I see, because when I look at a man, I'm looking at his shoes first. I'm going this way up, because if a man can have on the best looking suit, the crispy tie, whatever, if his shoes run over, they dusty, whatever, that's the whole thing is gone. I'm gone. I don't see nothing but those shoes.
Now, you don't do him like that now. He might have a foot.
I can't do it. I'm like, maybe if well, whatever. We live. Okay, I say that for a private conversation. But anyway, so for me, it's like, so I said, oh, I love those shoes. you wearing them shoes or you wearing that suit. And I'm done with that. I'm moving on. I'm not trying to have no dissecting this conversation like that's a nice suit. I love that tie, and you wearing them pants and the belt. You look nice today, because and I think it's important to do that because a lot of men don't have the self-confidence that we think they have. They don't, and especially young men. So they hear a lot of negative stuff. So when I see a young Black man that's
well put together,
this old lady ain't got no more because
down.
but if you got and I will and if I know you well enough, if I know you, I'm saying now good and well, you don't need them shoes on with that bad suit. And they're gonna say, Miss Chada, but ain't no but, cause take them shoes, get you a dish towel or wash rag or whatever you want to do, dust them off, get you
Miss Chada really done moved on over because the elders will tell you, won't they?
They will.
And the thing about that is, but I will always do it, and I pick and choose who I do that to because everybody's not receptive. Now, I had years ago, my aunt is not there. She said to me one day, she called me now this is Sunday. I had to dress on Sunday. Mind you, I forget sometimes about my backside. So when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm well put together. But when I'm jumping up, clapping, it ain't so cool. So my aunt called me on a Wednesday and she said, baby, Auntie love you. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, and I don't want to have to fight nobody about talking about you. So I'm going to tell you, the dress was a little too short. Me with my flip mouth, being that I'm going to wear what I want to wear, when I want to wear, and I don't care what your old lady sitting over in that corner thinking, because I might be old, but I ain't going to never look like y'all. I said, well, I tell you what, I'm going to call you the next time I put it on to wear it, and then if you come into church, I'll put something else on. And then she said, excuse me? Mind you, this is my old aunt. She in her 80s, right? And I said, well, I just call you the next time instead of acknowledging the fact what she said. And she was all the way right. But the thing about it was, that's why they don't say stuff to people. People like me who got so flipped, I'm going to call you the next time. And if you come to church that Sunday, I won't wear that dress. So they back off because people like me don't want to take things in love. But then I had to call her back because when I thought about it, she was absolutely correct. And it wasn't so much that it was very, very short as it was short, but it was wide, with the bottom. It was so it was flared at the bottom. So when I'm jumping up doing this, they sitting over there in their mother's corner like, she need to sit down. Her dress too short. But she had the love for me to come to me. And it wasn't about, so I think, so I'm very careful about who I say things to, because everybody, everybody, because I did apologize.
Well, yes, he will do it.
Yeah, he will do it. And see, this is the thing. I apologize for two reasons. One is because that was disrespectful. Even if I didn't like what she said. You see what I'm saying? So I shouldn't have responded like that. Because I could have just said, yes, ma'am, thank you, and wore my dress next Sunday, the same dress. But because I did the way I reacted was wrong. And then she was absolutely right. Because guess what? I saw somebody else sitting in front of me about 2 Sundays later. I'm like, oh God, did I look like that? But I will say something. I go to, and I don't do it in a public display. I'll pull you to the side and I'll, but I think you should wear. Basically, I joke about age appropriate, those kind of things, but I still think there are places, the environment that you wear, because I still believe in church clothes. Okay, I just do. But I'm okay.
Okay, but even outside of environments, we got 2 preachers on here
I don't care what y'all wear.
You don't.
You don't.
But as a preacher, I'm here to tell you, at the local
my goodness.
Walmart,
Oh
listen,
my goodness.
people look at, like you were talking about the teachers and how the teachers dress in the classroom. You know, back in the day, old school, your teachers, your bankers, your pastors, you know, those were the pillars of your community.
Right.
So they always had to be dressed to the T's, to the nines. If they was going to the grocery store, the church house, or the courthouse, them men folk had on shirts and ties.
Right.
And
And
if
see,
it
I
was
like
a
that.
Monday or if it was a Saturday, it didn't matter. So, you know, for a preacher, you know, what's really, 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 really a sad commentary is I'm a preacher and I'm married and have been for almost 30 years. And there are some things I can't do in the city of Tallahassee.
I'll tell you something. And
because the wrong crowd will say it's inappropriate. The wrong person would think it's inappropriate for me to be with my husband and dance with him. We just saw the debacle of what's the pastor's name? Dietrich Haddon.
Right.
At his birthday party.
Right.
His wife.
Who
threw him a party, and it was a private
party.
And she was dancing
With
with
her husband.
and for her husband, unbeknownst to her that somebody else was filming.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Because they're church leaders,
they
got more ridiculed because had it been an R&B pop star, they would have been like, "Ooh, girl, yes, girl." Cheered her on. So sometimes it's not even the environment, meaning your physical location, it's your position in the community.
Right. And that's the thing, because I get more backlash that being 71, I'm just like, whatever. Okay. But this is the thing. When I've always gone to church as a little girl and as an adult, I've always gone to church. Maybe, but sometimes church was so far from me, but I was in the building. Okay. But this is the thing. The moment, whatever they call this leadership little thing they got going on,
that part.
This leadership
stuff. Hold on.
Like she
hold on, Chada, hold on.
You tapped in, LaShonda. You tapped in, girl.
Yeah, they're not dead.
That's right.
We are not dead.
We are still
not
dead.
But the
we
thing
are not dead. But it is
down.
Societal.
It comes down from back in the
requirements and all of that, and how this person and how this look and how that look. And I'm like, bro, like it's some stuff that the church people would probably never know about me, because y'all wouldn't be able to handle it. I mean, and it ain't, listen, and it ain't bad. I ain't doing no drugs.
But
I
they
ain't
have a different expectation. They have.
If I went to the moon, y'all would have a cow.
Girl, they're gonna take your license. You can't preach no more.
But it's not even, and it's preachers too. But I was like at a party, at a house party. And I'll tell anybody, if I decide to have a glass of wine, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. I don't drink wine out of plastic cups, so you got to know, if you see me with a red cup, ain't no wine in it, because I don't drink. I drink pops out of plastic cups. But they took a picture during the Christmas holidays and they put it on Facebook. So you know how many calls I got? Why you on Facebook with a picture? That's inappropriate. You're a part of Shady Grove leadership. You the president of women of the church on the state level. You always up in the church. I'm like, if you
so is it inappropriate?
No.
And who determines that it's inappropriate or not?
No. But the thing about that is that I never even gave any thought to that. So a lot of things I have toned down as I have progressed in ministry work.
And that goes back to some of our earlier statements. The perception of other people, sometimes, whether we like it or not, if we are going to be grown and admit it, sometimes the perception of other people determine things that we do, that we wear, what we say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because nobody, and we we do all this big talking, and this is the thing for me. We do all this big talking. I don't need nobody. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna
Right.
do
really
it.
do.
We do all
Yeah,
that.
we do.
Don't,
Yeah, we
don't do
do.
that.
Yeah.
Be real about it. You do care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nobody
Absolutely.
wants to be ostracized and criticized and on the earth by themselves for the rest of their life. Everybody wants to have somebody that they've got some type of physical contact with. So
Right.
we look at those people that we emulate, and we don't want them to be disappointed.
Right.
Right.
So I'm probably not going to wear my cat suit because I don't want mother so-and-so to be disappointed. But
Mhm.
now I'm going to pack it in my bag when my husband take me to Cabo.
That
I'll
part.
put my
Right.
cat suit
Right.
on in Cabo.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Mhm.
It's ironic that you would say to people you don't want to disappoint, because I tell people that, like I said, as I progress, so when I'm away from people don't know my name,
Mhm.
but I'm the lady from Shady Grove. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that's the lady from Shady Grove. Or and a classic example of that is with Melanie. What's her last name? And Will. Before they became members of Shady Grove, we were in some jury show. Me and Melanie was in this jury show with her kids, and they had visited a couple of times. And I was in there cutting a fool because the people was trying to cheat me out my money.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh, Lord.
and I heard her say to Will, "That's the lady." And Brittany, she said, "That's the lady from Shady Grove."
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I turned around. I said, "Oh God!"
Yeah.
And I wasn't nowhere near leadership at that time, because this is way back before they joined, and they've been there a long time. And so when I said that to say this, so now I'm very careful
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact that you Roe as my accountability partner, and Pastor Mac in leadership has put a lot of confidence, a vote of confidence in me,
Sure.
and I don't want to let them down. I don't want
Right.
to. So when I'm away from Shady Grove in the city of Tallahassee or at these state conventions and things,
Yeah.
I'm a whole different person.
Correct.
Like Rose said, when her husband take her to Cabo,
Well,
I'm gonna
not necessarily that you're a different person. You still the same person.
right.
I mean, because I don't think my personality changes.
Yeah, mine does. I'm a different. No.
Does
I'm
it really
different.
though?
I'm very
Yes,
different.
I'm different.
I'm
I'm
very different.
very different.
I'm very
Mm.
different.
Right. And that's
Very-
just like if you're in your educational environment, because I think about that all the time.
Right.
When I'm in an educational environment, I am completely different than when I'm hanging with my girls.
You're right.
Mhm.
Okay. I see that.
I'm
I see
completely
that.
different. But that's
Yeah.
because I have to be. I
Right.
can't, like, I could not have this conversation
Yeah.
with my colleagues
Yeah.
in an educational environment.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah. And I guess I see what you're saying. I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just thinking sometimes when we think different, it almost gives the I don't want us to be viewed as hypocritical.
Right.
right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see what
And
you
the
mean.
thing with me is when I say I'm different,
people.
I'm not as
I
I'm
think
still
that's kind of where I am. I don't
Yeah.
want us to be.
Yeah. I get
I
that.
don't
I
want it
get
to
that.
seem like
You're a hypocrite. Yeah. People are saying she's a hypocrite.
that I'm gonna do everything you do and more. But I'm gonna stand up in this pulpit and act like I don't do nothing.
Right. But see, this is the thing. I tend to not party per se, and it ain't no real party but with people that I church with. I'm gonna tell you why. I went to a party, a Christmas party, and we were all there, and we were all doing the same thing in terms of having a cocktail and dancing and having a good time in a public. But when they got back, you'd have thought I was the only one at the party. And the thing was, well, she's sitting in church on Sunday morning, and she's shouting, and this, that. And I'm like, well,
Now that right there, that part right there, that wouldn't bother me.
But this is the
Okay,
thing.
so let me ask you this same scenario, Chada,
Right.
same scenario, and let's take it from the church setting, and let's say it's one of our children's school teachers.
Right.
So the teacher of our third grader, we see a Facebook post of Miss Jones juking with her hen
Right.
on a Saturday afternoon
Mind her own business.
doing her own thing. Is that appropriate or inappropriate?
Yeah, I think it's appropriate as long as when Miss Jones goes to class on Monday, she's straight
You
and
think
ready to
that,
teach my
Yeah,
child.
but
but
you know what?
the school board gonna have a
It's a whole,
problem.
Let
Right.
me tell you
Yeah,
this.
I get it.
I remember,
Yeah.
when teachers, when we lived in this little town, Avon Park, Florida, and there was only one little nightclub that people could go to. One. So the teachers, and my mom taught school, they played cards on Friday night at each other's houses, and they had their children in the room, and we were playing with each other. Why? Is because they couldn't party with their students' parents.
Yeah.
Because one of them made a mistake and went, and when she got to school, the principal wanted to see her in the office.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because it was inappropriate.
it was inappropriate. Now, so I was like, every Friday night for them to just kind of hang out, we would just drove to each of their houses, and they played cards, and the kids were in the back room. We had pizza, we had whatever. And I never saw my mom go to the nightclub. Not because she probably didn't want to go, but she couldn't go.
And that's society. That's a societal
Right.
rule, a societal, thing that they put on the teachers or on the preacher
Right.
or on the principal or on, that's a norm that they put on them. That ain't
Right.
necessarily how it goes.
No, it's not.
But then if you look at it in a higher calling kind of respect of it, I mean, is it appropriate for you to be doing everything everybody else doing?
Well, let me tell you this. We had a birthday party. I went to a birthday party, and the person was pastor of one of the greatest churches this side of heaven, and they had a 30th birthday party. And it was at the Ramada Inn on North Monroe Street. Everybody from the church was really invited, but everybody couldn't handle it. The banquet part of it, when everybody got up and spoke and you played little games. The pastor, the preacher said, I thought we was going to dance.
And everybody had a fit.
Where the dance floor? So we said, the head table is on the dance floor. Well, can you get the people to move this table? So when the DJ struck out with the music, you could see certain people leaving. The pastor stopped the music, got the microphone, and said this: dancing is not going to send you to hell, but I understand if you want to leave. But I'll tell you in the morning what's going to send you to hell in my message, because it was a Saturday night. And we juked the night, as old folks say, we juked the night away, and they went on. Was there any alcohol? If it was any alcohol there, you bought your own and slipped it because, there was no alcohol.
Yeah.
And we had a good time. But it was just amazing that when he said, move this table because we thought we was going to dance.
Yeah. I mean, and there are people that just don't see preachers in that light.
But then that goes back to what Chada was saying in the beginning of our talk, that how we grew up, what we were taught. We were taught a reverence,
right?
For the man of God, and the man of God, for lots of different reasons. We've put them on pedestals, and we've made them into these unflesh beings, and we've made them completely spiritual. And they can't have feelings, they can't have desires, they can't have, all of these things. They can't have. So we hold them to this standard of, yep, absolutely. Don't let good be be evil spoken of.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's in the scripture, but what's the context?
Yeah,
I think sometimes we take things to the extreme.
Yeah,
because if a teacher, a banker, a doctor, a pilot, whomever, if he wants to have a glass of wine, why is that evil?
Yeah,
when you got a whole fifth of Hennessy, but it's because of his position.
You know what? You're right.
And because of their title, because of their responsibility, if you, and that's you know,
That's what-
some of what determines what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. That's sometimes the driver. What's your place in the community? If you saw the mayor acting a certain way, you'd feel some type of way. If you saw one of the commissioners doing a certain thing, you feel some type of way. So it's internal and individual on how we see appropriate and inappropriate in all facets of life. The only thing we need to do is let God guide.
Be the judge.
Right.
Yeah. And
If we let God guide, we'll never go wrong.
Right. Right.
And if we stop trying to interpret God's word through man's views, so much further off in life.
But just imagine if we learned how to live or learned how to have fun, even through the vision of a minister.
Right.
It would probably be a little less stuff going on in the world. If you actually followed the example of a minister. Like for me, it's some things I don't do because I don't want anybody to follow my example and get caught up in something because they're not strong enough to have So I can go fully into a club, have a good time, not get drunk, not take nobody home. It's just entertainment, right?
Right.
But some young person or old person can follow me in there and get caught up in something. But they was but you didn't fully follow my example.
Right.
You just followed me in the door.
That's the thing, because the word, and I'm not by no means a Bible expositor. I know it's in some kind of way because I was taught these things. It's like, okay, I don't want what I do to cause somebody else to stumble. And so that being said, especially when you are in a position of leadership, then because people are, first of all, watching you. So what are they seeing when they're watching you? Because they're watching you. So are they seeing? I'm still a babe in Christ, but then you have some people. I might be on the milk now, but you got some people that's still on formula. So I'm on the milk. I'm drinking the whole milk, and I can do some things. I don't care what you're doing. If it ain't nothing I want to do, I ain't doing it. And if it's something I want to do, then maybe I have to pray for strength to, not to do it because I'm still not quite there yet. But the real baby, the infant, will see me and get caught up like the Ray was saying, and they done fell off the wagon. They done forgot about the Lord. They done forgot this journey that they decided they wanted to be on because they see me and think it's all right, but you didn't see all of it.
Correct.
So, because for me, I don't think young people don't want to come to church because, first of all, they think it's boring and they think they can't have no fun. People need to kind of educate them.
We need to work on changing that narrative.
Right, because you can be saved and have fun.
It is appropriate.
Right. And I know appropriate fun. But what's appropriate fun? I don't care if I look on Facebook and I see my pastor, present, former, whatever, or preacher, period, having a good time. If ain't nobody got to pick them up off that floor. And those kind of things, because people need to see that, people need to see that you can still be saved and have fun. But because as a society, we make it so difficult for ministers and preachers and pastors to have fun in public, then people say, well, I don't want to do that because that's boring. They don't have no fun.
And people don't want to be crucified for being
so
who they are.
I ain't going over there with those people because they just want to go to church and shout. And that's okay because that's a form of expression of, praising, because give him praise, and let everything that have breath praise him. Okay, but what happens is that because I can't shout and love the Lord and do a line dance over here. How crazy is that?
But one of the comments that was up earlier today, and I think she hit the nail on the head, everything must be done in moderation.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I see Pastor John on Saturday on Facebook having a good time, and then the next Saturday having a good time, and then the next Saturday having a good time, and then the next Saturday.
That's a
What
problem for
happens
me.
is we again in our judgmental minds,
And I sitting in that seat that don't belong to us.
we sit in that seat. So
It does
everything
not belong
in
to us.
Yeah.
moderation, and that's
Yeah.
whether you
That's
a
your
sister
sissy,
or a
isn't it?
mother.
Yeah, that's my new best friend. See that?
Hey,
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 Stacy.
sissy.
but the same could be said for a mom. Okay, so
Right.
if you're gonna take it from out of this highfalutin church and this wonderful schoolyard, what if it's
Right.
a mother?
Right.
I'm a mom, I'm a single mom, and it's Friday night. I have
Yeah.
moms
She ain't gonna meet no
all week.
husband just
Right.
at the grocery store.
Here. I
She
want to
might.
go to the bar with my girlfriends and have a few drinks.
Yeah.
Is that appropriate? Is it
It's
inappropriate?
inappropriate.
And who determines
Determines that.
Right.
if it's inappropriate for
Right.
a mama? She got 5 kids.
And she ought to be home with her
Had
children, but
to
she out
go
here in the
to
street.
bar, who home watching her kids. That's why she got 5 kids. See,
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
it's that.
And old people would say she loose. She's
See,
so
it's
loose.
that. It's
It's
that.
that right there.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you've made an assessment about Lily that you've never really gotten to know.
Right.
Right.
You've not just
Yeah.
sat down and got to know her.
Yeah.
This may have been the first time she got to hang out with her girlfriends in 8 months.
Yeah.
And it
Right.
happened to be the time you walked in
And
there.
they probably begged her to go.
And you've made a judgment.
Yeah.
Offer to babysit Lily's kids so she can go out and have a good
Yeah.
time.
Exactly. Exactly. So I just think that we just messed up all around if you really want to know the truth of the
Society
matter.
got us bent all
And
up.
so that
just
those of us
all
that know
down.
better,
Yeah.
then we need to do better. Those of us that know better, that we need to stop being followers and start being leaders.
And my
Yeah.
generation needs to be more accepting. We need to understand that times have changed, and not so much for the worse. I mean, there are some things going on, but there were things going on in. But
It
my
was.
generation needs to understand that in 2024,
Mm-hmm.
we should not be so set in our ways that we can't embrace change or be more progressive, because this is the way that it's always been.
Yeah.
You can't tell me why, other than women never dressed like that, or women never wore that color in their hair. Women, but that's not a good reason why. So have the conversations about why do you feel, because we had the conversation one time, Bible versus tradition.
Mm.
Very few people knew why we have church at 11 or before 12, because it's called morning worship, and at noon time. But so ain't nothing in the Bible that say you got to have church in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you said, well, we're not having church anymore at 10, we're gonna have it at 3,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get chased out of here, and nobody can tell you no reason why, other than we always had church at 10 o'clock, or we always had church at 11 o'clock. And but so why would you not, if you have valid reasons, or women can't wear pants to church? Well, first and foremost, in the Bible, men wore dresses or robes. You don't even know the year that pants were even invented. Okay,
We can find out.
I know I'm just saying, but so you gonna say who determined that those were men clothes? Because in the Bible, they didn't wear those pants. You see what I'm saying? So I grew up where you didn't wear pants, but then I rather see pants than these little short dresses sometimes. So
What? Was that judgment, Sister Chada?
it was.
Is that appropriate?
But this is the thing. This is my thing. I'm accepting of it. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But each generation though has to remember, and I think this is where we get lost. Every generation has to remember that we bust down the door from the previous generation and did something different.
Yeah.
So, like Sister Chada was saying, in her generation, the way they grew up, maybe they didn't wear pants in church. And in her mom's generation, her mama bust down the door, and that generation did something different than her grandmother's generation did. Every generation brings something new to the table.
Right.
And even if you don't like it and you're not familiar with it, find out why.
Right.
Find out. Would you rather lose a whole generation of people and send them to hell because they not coming to church or they not getting educated, so they in jail, because we mad at them because the pants are sagging? Baby, bring your sagging pants to the church.
Right there.
Right.
Bring your sagging pants to the classroom. Let me educate you. And let me build a relationship. Let me educate you, and you grow and you learn.
Right.
And that's what I was saying. My generation, we have got to be more open-minded. We so closed-minded, we so set in our ways, and we've been doing it this way 35, 40, 50, 60 years, and she shouldn't have on this, and they shouldn't look like that, because one, perception is a reality, and the reality of it is you really don't even understand why you do what you do or why you feel like you would, other than you were taught that. There's no right or wrong. It's the fact that people are people and they have the right to be themselves.
And the children, same thing. The young people have to be accepting of the seasoned saints and sit down and learn some wisdom.
Yeah.
Learn some knowledge. Learn some understanding. And if you can bridge the gap, generation to generation, our communities will be revitalized.
Our communities would be better.
And look how powerful we would be.
Absolutely.
If we did that.
Yes, God wants our heart, and the other stuff is the distraction from the purpose. This LaShonda lady, I like her.
I like her too.
I'm
gonna look her up on the book. I might be technology kind of challenged, but I know about the blue book. I know about the blue app. I ain't got Twitter and all that.
Oh my goodness! Like, when I tell you, you never know what's gonna happen in the kitchen. We're gonna put all kind of stuff in this pot and make some good old gumbo tonight. I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out and having this conversation. And actually, we need to do this quarterly.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm gonna tell you, next time we get the topic, I'm gonna come because I'm gonna figure out some things, and I might have me some purple hair, and I might have me some makeup, because I got to get me some eyelashes because I don't got no eyelashes. And
come on, girl, I got you.
There she goes. There she goes, Sister Chada.
We're gonna find you, honey.
We're gonna find you, honey. Hunty. As Hunty, we're gonna find you.
That's my PPQ.
Yeah, but I tell you, I've enjoyed it, and for me, I'll be honest, it was enlightening because, like I said, I'm of a whole different generation, and I want to be less judgmental, more accepting, and set an example for that ministry that I lead. That we got to be always why they got this on, and I want to be able to communicate with them because communication is key. But we talked about this. And since we all from the same church, Pastor been screaming about it, so we got to make it happen. Y'all come on and help make it happen. Generation bridging the gap. He said it for years. So I think it's time. This conversation lets me know, it's confirmation that it's time because we have 7 active generations at Shades Grove. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7.
Wow.
And when you look at it, this is what we need. These conversations is dialogue because they need to understand why you do what you do, why you feel like you feel.
Need an understanding of each other.
Right,
we do, of each other.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But
and this is the whole premise and purpose of Kitchen Talk is to get dialogue started.
Right, yeah. Conversations are
important. And having the conversation.
Conversations that cook.
And that's what it did tonight.
Y'all let a 70-year-old hang out with the girls tonight. Yes. I love it. That's why I love my
Oh my goodness. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. Thank you, Sissy, Stacy, and my girl PPQ, LaShonda. Thank
I
y'all
enjoyed
so
it.
much for hanging out with us.
This was good.
Thank
I
you,
enjoyed
thank you,
this.
thank
That's
you.
good.
We have a
I
good
got to
time
hang
on
out
this
with the
show.
young people tonight. See, that's what keeps me young.
Absolutely.
I got to hang
This
out.
is
Absolutely. I
cool. 50s,
I agree
60s,
with
and
you.
70s.
These cool young people, these cool preachers and teachers.
Oh,
and
wait.
leaders.
Yes.
Right. 50s,
Yes.
60s, 70s. Come
Yep.
All
on,
in the
God.
room. All in the room.
Yep.
All in the room.
I love it.
I
I
love
love
it.
it.
Yep.
Come
Thank you,
on, God.
minister, evangelist, preacher, Lorraine, all those titles. Minister, you did your thing tonight. This was good. This was
Oh,
great.
thank
This
you,
was
thank
great.
you, thank you. Listen, I am appreciative to you all, Dr. Baker, Sister Chada Sanders-Williams, Evangelist Roe. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This was,
Absolutely.
I'm telling y'all, so when I be like, all right, it's our week, don't y'all be messing around. Come on in the
I'm a
kitchen.
down
We
my
got
hair
you.
purple, and I'm
We
a down
got
my hair
you.
purple and get me a
Absolutely.
red cup to sip with. And you can
Is
wear
that
your bonnet.
appropriate
Or
Yeah, yeah.
inappropriate.
And you can
or
wear your bonnet.
inappropriate?
And you can wear your bonnet.
Oh, thank you very much.
Because
I
I tell
appreciate
you,
it.
I went to Walmart with my bonnet yesterday, but
See,
Don't
I'm
do
saying?
it.
said I
Is it appropriate or inappropriate?
It was very appropriate for Walmart because everybody in there had one on.
Love you, Stacy. Thank you,
Bye, my new
sugar.
best friend, Stacy. Tell your mom I said hello.
Oh my goodness. So thank you all so much for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Keep
Yes.
those conversations going. It is very important. I will say this, that this was our season finale tonight, and I think we went out definitely with
Yes.
a bang.
Woo,
So
woo.
we'll be back in August.
Love.
We're taking July and August off, and we will do our season opener on this wonderful day of August the 29th.
I wonder why that's so great.
I'm trying to figure that out. I think we need to
Happy
skip that day on the
birthday
calendar
to
altogether.
you. Happy
Oh,
birthday
That will
to
be
you.
our season opener.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Didn't think I knew that, did you?
really?
It
We might
just
just need to
happened
skip
that
the whole
way.
month of August because I'm
August
not
babies
ready.
are the greatest.
Oh,
That's all I
Oh
know.
yeah, legends are born in August.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a wrap. Thank you, producer.
Oh, yeah, thank you
Roll
for
the
doing
credits.
all this well. I've
Show
enjoyed
is over.
myself. The show is over. Thank y'all for coming because December because that's the same month that Jesus was born in.
So we think.
But you ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about it, honey, because nothing happens unless January gets you kicked off. So therefore,
well,
it's got to be the best month.
you do have a point there.
That part.
Whatever. Chuck.
But yeah. All right now. I guess
Listen,
got
if
me
you
all
are
the way
watching
together.
us on YouTube, make sure you hit your subscribe button so you turn on your notifications so you'll never miss another show. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button, but also turn on those notifications so you will always know what we're doing. And then you can always check us out on our YouTube channel, go back through the other shows, binge watch instead of that Bridgerton, although I do like Bridgerton. But instead of that, binge watch you some kitchen talk.
There we go.
I
Thank
think I
you, ladies.
will.
Again. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
Bye. Be encouraged. Stay safe.
Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk